I'm going to start my video here in the shade. Still having a hard time with AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, all kinds of retards working there. You tell them what you need and they still don't understand. Like a spanner wrench when we put a new AC compressor on there, and that's one of the things I wanted to go over was this little gem. On eBay they offer $119 for a accumulator, which was basically useless. It did not have a low pressure switch. And the Delphi compressor, I did get a Delphi compressor that would work on the truck, but I didn't get a high pressure switch, which was that beauty right there. I had to drive around with it in my pocket. One of the things I'm going to feature is my epoxy coating for these trucks, for the frame. I don't know if you can see how well you can see that. These cameras are not the best. They're kind of absolutely stupid. But I did underneath the truck. It's a rust prohibitive and it keeps your truck fresh. I didn't hit every spot on this one, and some of it got slopped on the exhaust. The good news is it doesn't stink. So I'm going to start marketing this as the Rust Ranger. We're going to try to open a shop here in the area. It's a prime area for it. You buy a $50,000, $60,000 truck and it gets holes in the frame within months with this shit that they spray on the roads. It's pretty terrible. But that's what it does. We did it to Nikki because she's going over to the neighboring shop over here. He was supposed to be here today. I guess he was tied up. And Rusty the Blazer is still not here. We tried a portion on the frame there, and that's what it does, is it encapsulates the rust and kind of destroys it. But if you want to buy a truck and have the rust eat the frame, I'll do an application for like $750. It's expensive stuff. It's not cheap, but it does work. And it kept Tara from getting more holes torn in her. And it's bad enough you'll get a blister like that from the old body work I did. We're going to cover the truck because most people, the bump stops, everything's falling off of these trucks. It just starts rotting right off of the Silverado. Basically what it does is it turns the metal. It's still curing, it's still drying. That's why it kind of has like a gloss. It doesn't dry. It's like a satin finish that it dries to. But I'll tell you what, it sure does work, and it sure does preserve your truck, especially nuts, bolts, spring shackles, spring hangers. We're going to put different rear hangers. The front hangers are still all right. She's still a strong truck. We had a rust blister come through, so we're going to show you how to fix a rust blister and a panel. She got marked up here. She got hit with limbs during the winter, during a storm. I'm not showing you the right spot. I'm not looking at the camera. Over there. It came down right across the bed. It grazed the roof here, if you can see the marks. But it was a storm. It blew a tree down right on the truck, and she was going fast enough, thank God, that she didn't get a major majority. We got these doors out of Harry's. The unfortunate thing about Harry's, they crush a lot of vintage stuff. There's even a 75 CJ. There's a Blazer like Rusty over there. I tried robbing parts off of it. Most of what I needed was already gone. Most of the parts that expire, they have spotters over there. That's why I told you, Harry's is a very unfair place. Most of the decent parts are already gone off the vehicle. They classify the vehicles. They rob the newer parts. They know older vehicles have decent parts. They're just starting to let the brake rotors and calipers, when they come in with the new stuff on them, they're just starting to let those. I found a couple brand new brakes, brand new rotors, and everything on them, calipers, you know. But the doors, they destroy them with that lift. They bunch of fucktards. These doors have literally no rust, inside or out. This was a garage kept vehicle, and it must have been sold and somebody destroyed it. The Tahoes, this came off of a Tahoe is what it was. They're over here in the sheet can. It was a Chevy Tahoe. It's spring. I've been doing, why you haven't heard from me, I've been doing spring cleanup. But there it is. It was a Tahoe that they came off of. Those will be Nikki's new doors. I got a couple of body panels to fix her up. And the other thing is, folks, when you do a tune-up and you put wires on these newer trucks like Tara, Nikki, Chrissy, the other one, the Chrysler red truck I have. Those critters, when you put them wires on, make sure after you run the motor, because especially a lot of people are complaining about a miss. I was just over at Firestone or Goodyear or Jack Williams, and I got a tune-up, and all I got to do is push the wires on a little bit further. I don't know what the hell they even charge people for something like that. I usually charge them 10, 15, 20 bucks. Depends on what else, whatever else they did. But they're not professional mechanics anymore. There's no professionalism. That's why they don't want to hire people like me, because we know what we're doing, and I might cost them a couple dollars in doing it right, I guess. I don't know. I'm overqualified, undercertified. So I'll show you how those doors come out, and we're going to take you down the shop where we're going to pull Nikki out. I don't have a wrecker, so I got to take her down to the big shop, and I'm just going to do it myself. Screw everybody else. I can't count on anybody. Thanks.